Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, and in between time, I'll give some shots out to the early birds, starting with Dun, 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 Paul D. What up? Bushhead, what it do? I am him. H-Town, Southwest Side. Yeah, buddy. Darius H. Darius H., if you don't like the way that I operate, kick rocks. I ain't got no gun to nobody's head, man. Don't worry about when I start the broadcast, as long as I start it. As long as I say I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Don't worry about everything. Don't worry about everything else. Just like you got stuff to do, sometimes you ain't on time. Sometimes I got stuff to do and I ain't on time. What's up, China Carter? Sharon Thomas, what it do? Yeah, I see you. I see you. Miss V, what's up? What's up? Mufasa. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. Boy, they sure been messing with my algorithm lately, fam. But I'm talking about, boy, they been doing me dirty. I know damn well I'm supposed to have, at least a few thousand every single time I go live, no matter what I'm talking about. But you know how it go, fam. You can't be out here giving this information and instructions up and thinking you just gonna ride off into the sunset. London, England in the building. What's up? What's up? Derek Dozier say, Willie D, you can't handle the consumer like that. The consumer, I can't handle the consumer like that. Okay. Let me explain something to you. The consumer ain't always right around here. The customer ain't always right around here. So I will give you respect. Here's the thing. I lead with respect. I lead with respect. But if I am disrespected, you fair game. I'm letting you know straight up. I remember when I was running for office and this dude, people, when you run for office, people think somehow you're supposed to bow down to them and you're a slave and you can't have your own opinions. You got to walk on eggshells and be perfect, because they think they got a vote hanging over your head or something. Man, you better get up out of here with all of that. I'm a man first. It's funny how those same people ain't got no problem with the way Donald Trump behaving. You know, Donald Trump used our tax dollars every day to fund his golf and his golfing and his other leisure activities and his hotel and extra security and all of that stuff. And I don't hear nobody saying anything about it. I hardly ever hear anybody talk about, oh, how our tax dollars are being spent. This is money you work for. This is money that you worked for when you were sick, when you didn't feel like going in, and they taking your tax dollars and they're funding Donald Trump's lifestyle. But you ain't got no complaints about that. The customer's always right. Yeah, right. So let me ask you something, Dee Dee, Derek Dozier. I'm gonna ask you a question. I need you to answer this question honestly. This is for you, since you put yourself in the hot seat. This question is for you and you only. Let's say you got you running a business. We'll keep it simple. Let's say the business. Let's say it's a hamburger shack, right? Let's say you got a hamburger shack. Somebody come in to buy some hamburgers. They give you a 20. You give them their change, and they tell you they gave you $100 bill. You ain't got no camera that can, you got cameras, but it don't show the amount of money that was handed over. It don't show the exchange. You know, you can't see the amount of money. You can't see the bill amount. They paid you in cash. You gonna give them change from 100, or you gonna give them change from a 20? Since the customer is always right. Explain that to me. What would you do? Come on, Derek. I'm gonna wait on you, and I'm gonna wait on you before I move on. I'm gonna give you a few seconds, man. I gotta move. I gotta keep it going. All right, I don't see no comments. So let's go. Let's keep it moving. Let's get into it, fam. Let me put my subject up here. Let's talk about an uncivilized mutt. Family. And when I say uncivilized, I mean uncivilized mutt. Look at this uncivilized mutt. This family, this is Philip Johnson. On August 5th, 2025, the Abilene Police Department received multiple reports regarding a disturbing video circulating online involving a male suspect and what turned out to be a 15-year-old juvenile female. Officers were able to identify the location shown in the video and made contact with 38-year-old Philip Johnson. Detectives from APD's Special Victims Unit were called to investigate. As a result of the investigation, the uncivilized mutt was arrested and transported to the Taylor County Jail. He is charged with assault, family violence, third-degree felony. Now, some of you are saying to yourselves, why you got to call him an uncivilized mutt? Why you call the black man an uncivilized mutt? Because he is an uncivilized mutt. And let me explain something to you. Uncivilized mutt can be any race, creed, or color. An uncivilized mutt can be an animal of the animal species, or it can be a human animal. An uncivilized mutt is not gender specific. If you behave in a way that's counter-civilized, you are an uncivilized mutt who needs to be put down. So what did this uncivilized mutt do? So he beat the girl with a belt. He's beating on her. And as he's beating on her, he's calling her the N-word. And he just wailing, bam, just going off, just going crazy. Meanwhile, the uncivilized mutt mother of the girl is sitting in bed eating some chicken nuggets. Now, I can't show the video because obviously I'm not showing them in a favorable light. So if I do that, they obviously are going to come back and try to get the video struck down on YouTube. So if you want to watch it, you can just Google it. Just Google Philip Lee Johnson, that's his name. Philip Lee Johnson arrested for child abuse. Oh, you ain't got to do that. Just type in Philip Lee Johnson arrested and you will see it. Or you can type in stepfather beats daughter, 15-year-old daughter, and it'll be out there because the video is viral. So everybody's talking about it. It's viral. And the conversation right now is discipline or abuse. This is clearly abuse. See, let me explain something to y'all. See, some of y'all are listening right now, and I'm pretty sure it's at least one person out there who thinks that what he did was cool because, you know, these kids today, they out of control. They're out of control. So you got to do something to bring them to heel, you know, to make them respectful. That's the problem with them. They don't get enough ass whoopings. And, you know, and I got my ass whooped like that. I got beat like that, and I turned out all right. Did you really? Did you really turn out all right? Some of us think we turned out all right because we survived child abuse. Just because you survived child abuse don't mean you turned out all right. Many of us are still experiencing trauma remnants of our childhood, and we can't even identify it because we have been so traumatized that we have learned to normalize trauma. We think that's normal. It is not normal to beat a child. It is not normal to beat a child and call your child the N word, the B word, the H word, you uncivilized fucking mutt. That is not normal. That is not normal behavior. You need therapy. You need help. You dropped the ball. Do you know that many of your school shooters and your mass murderers and your rapists and your killers and your abusers will abuse themselves? Do you know that? Do you know that many of them came out of unhealthy homes where their parents thought it was cool to beat on them the way that they did? Well, they couldn't beat their daddy fighting. They had too much respect to put their hands on their mother. But they didn't mind putting their hands on their wives. their girlfriends pressure bust a pipe. When you release, when that pressure is released, it's got to go somewhere. Somebody got to get it. These uncivilized mutts got to go. I grew up in the same type of conditions where you have your mama or your daddy or both or your whole family beating you with extension cords and shit. That shit is uncivilized, man. That ain't normal. And yeah, some people say, well, you know, if it wouldn't have happened to you, then maybe, you know, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Yeah, I might be a better person than I am today. I might be even better. I might have been a better rapper. Or maybe I wouldn't have been a rapper at all. Maybe I would have went out and, you know, became a scientist or an engineer or something and done great in that capacity and been able to affect society in a much better way. We got to stop normalizing trauma. That uncivilized mutt beat that girl the way he did because he was beaten that way, I'm sure. He thought, yo, this my mama did to me. And I bet you $1 to a donut he thinks he turned out all right. Now, you think that's cool. The funny thing is, well, it ain't even funny. It's sad. The sad thing is, a lot of people who exhibit that type of behavior, when they were young, they hated being treated like that. They hated being beaten and brutalized. They hated it. But they can't see what they're doing to young children when they treat the children like that. They can't see that because they're so traumatized that they're blind to reality. Fathers, listen to what I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm finna tell you some real shit. You are your daughter's first hero next to her mother. A child's first hero is typically their same-sex parent. And then their second hero is their opposite sex parent. That's typically how it goes. As time goes by, we can either hold on to those titles or forfeit those titles by the way we treat our babies. I ain't gave up my title yet, and I ain't giving it up. I made it a point to not beat on mine, to not treat mine like that. And I got the utmost respect for my children. And they got the utmost respect for society and the people who live in society. Because I discipline with love, and I don't discipline with my hands. See, a lot of times when people throw hands, that's because they don't have the proper words. They don't have the proper words to communicate their point. So, you know what? Just swing, get mad. You ever seen people just get really, really mad when somebody say something to them? And the person who talking to them could be telling the truth, could be saying something really sensible. And they just get so angry because they don't know how to communicate. So they just swing, they hit, they stab, they shoot. It's, that's what they do. They punch, they bite because they don't have good communication skills. They don't have conflict resolution skills. You ask some of them, what is conflict resolution? Ooh, I don't know conflict resolution. I ain't never heard of that. Fathers, you are your daughter's first male hero. Your daughters already have a lot to overcome. They're going to have to overcome a lot in life already. Don't let them have to overcome you. This is something you can control. A lot of things in life you're not going to be able to control. The way you treat your children, the way you discipline them, the way you care for them, the way you love on them is something you can control. But you have to be unselfish. I always say that if you ever come across a good father, typically you're going to come across a good man. Think about what I'm saying. Typically, if a man is a good father, he's going to be a good man. He's a good man. So I wanted to be more than a good rapper, a good businessman, a good brother, friend, or anything. I wanted to be a good father because I study and I watch, I evaluate. I'm a numbers man. So I'm thinking, I'm looking at the landscape of life. I'm watching other men throughout history. And I'm looking and I'm watching them, looking and I'm watching them like, man, it seemed like all the dudes who were good fathers were good men. Now, my ultimate goal was to be a good man, but I wanted to be a good father because I figured that if I'm a good father, I'm going to be a good man. That go hand in hand. I've seen great men who are not good men. I've seen great men who are not good men. And what I mean by that is they're great in regards to what they do, their career, their discipline. But they're not great human beings. They're not great individuals. They just did something great, right? I never want to be that dude. Never. It's cool to recognize that somebody did something great. I can recognize that and say, yo, man, damn, that boy bad. He cold. He the best to ever do it. She's the best to ever do it. That's cool. But after that, as far as the type of person that I would kick it with, that I would respect, that I would hang around, that I would admire, for me, it's about what kind of person are you? Yeah, you cool. You did that. Yeah, you got money. You ran the fastest time ever than any human being on the planet. You're the greatest basketball player ever. You're the greatest football player ever. All of that, we see that. Oh, they can't nobody sing like you. Oh, boy, that boy's a great rapper. Oh, man, he is cold-blooded. Look at old buddy, man. He's the best businessman I ever knew in my life. He's the greatest to ever do it. He's the richest person in the world. Yeah, but what kind of person are you? And that right there is what makes me decide whether I want to, you know, be around you and, befriend you, you know, uh, or even, ride for you or defend you. What kind of person are you? I'd rather eat crumbs with bombs than steaks with snakes. I'd rather eat crumbs with bombs than steaks with snakes. Yeah, man, that's me. So they got this dude. They got this dude for let's see. His charges are, I just had it. Okay. So he's charged with assault, family violence, third degree felony. And he absolutely should be charged with injury to a child. The Check this out, family. When they came to arrest this uncivilized mutt, he was like, "What I do? What I do? What I do? What y'all doing? What y'all doing? What I do? What I do? You uncivilized mutt! You know what you did." He like, "What I do? What I do? What I do? What I do?" So he ain't as bad as he thought he was, because when them people came to get him, he put his hands behind his back and he got his weak ass in that car and they drove off with him. Oh, but let him deal with me or you, and he Billy Badass. Oh, he a bad mother. Shut your mouth. When he dealing with the little girl, the 15-year-old girl. Oh, when he dealing with somebody in the neighborhood, he dealing with his own people. He a gangster. He a killer. Yeah, he's a killer. But when them people come to put the handcuffs on, he take his happy ass on and get in the car and mind. Ain't that something how they do that? How they can turn it on and turn it off? Because I feel like if you so body, you so gangster with it, you such a killer. Okay, how you turn it off? Because if you're really crazy like that, like you say you are, you really gangster, you don't turn it off. Keep it on when they show up. It is just amazing how it don't matter how big and bad they are. When them folks come, they bow down and they get their happy asses in that car and they go get booked and they go to jail. And when they get in jail, they mind. They mind so well that they call the CO's boss. I seen the biggest and the baddest inside calling the CO's boss. I never called none of them boss. Not once in my life have I ever called a CO a boss. Ever. In fact, now that I think about it, I never called an employee boss. I'm an employer. I've never called an employer boss. I don't like how it sounds. I don't even like when my employees call me boss. I don't like that. I don't like that. I hear when people say it sometimes, but people say it so much now, sometimes you just let it slide. But I don't even like it. I don't like how it sounds because it just sounds like somebody bossing you around. It just sounds like, oh, you boss people around. I don't like that. I don't like how it sounds. So he beat on the girl. He beat on the girl, and now he in jail. So how did that work out? How did that work out? How did he think he was doing the right thing? Yeah, I'm gonna let all y'all know something right now. Some of y'all parents out there that was raised like that, y'all parents got away with it. You ain't getting away with it. Not in 2025. Your ass going to jail. So you can argue with the judge. The mama should have been put in jail too. She should have been put in jail. To sit there, your daughter screaming, help me, help me. This uncivilized mutt is beating on her like she's some animal. And the mom just sitting there eating chicken nuggets, listening to her daughter's cries. I just, fam, I'm telling you, man, I know some of the kids are out of control, right? But you got to understand, you can't not teach the kids the right way and then all of a sudden go crazy on the child you raised. Or you cannot not be in a child's life and then inject yourself into their life in their formidable years and all of a sudden try to beat them into correction. That's not logical. Any child who is out of control, just like any child who is in control, were conditioned. So if you condition somebody to be a certain way, conditioning takes a while to reverse. The child has been conditioned. So it's going to take a while, and just beating a child is not going to get it. Out of all the ass whoopings that I got from my mama, man, I got so many whoopings, I didn't even fear ass whoopings. I didn't even fear whooping. I didn't even fear getting whooped. It didn't even matter. And let me tell you something else. When my mama beat me the way she did, it made me feel like she didn't love me. I don't care what she said. It's what she did. So for me, feeling unloved, when I went out into the streets, I didn't think about my mama or what she was going to think, because I felt unloved anyway. So I didn't think about how it was going to affect her. I'm out here on survival mode. I'm out here and I'm not really thinking about taking something from somebody or doing somebody dirty, because I feel like I'm being done dirty. Who the hell helping me? Who looking out for me? Who trying to protect me? And that's what happens. You treat these kids dirty, they're going to go out and treat the world dirty. And if they live long enough, they're going to treat you dirty. If you live long enough, they're going to treat you dirty. It's a balancing act, right? It's a balancing act, and it's no manuscript for children, for raising children. But I can tell you the only thing that will consistently work, no matter what type of background you have, whether you got money or not, don't matter what your ethnicity is, it don't matter what your gender is, it don't matter where you live. The things that will work, no matter where you from, is you start off with love, protection, love and protection, guidance. guidance. See, love, protection, guidance, and discipline, right? See, a lot of people, when they hear the word discipline, they think that means I got to hit you. They think that's discipline. Man, discipline can be as simple as reinforcing the right things to do. Discipline can also involve just taking away things that are important to them. But you got to do it early. You can't just start all of a sudden that when they 12, when they're 15, all of a sudden you finna put your foot down. It don't go like that. Or all of a sudden they 15, they 12, they 15, and now you got a new boyfriend, and now you know you want to impress him. You want to make sure they don't run him off. So you give him free reign to discipline your child, and the child going like, "Who is this nigga? Oh hell no, you can't. I'm not. You gonna man, you gonna create a monster." Or you're going to bring a dude in, and maybe he's a good dude. Maybe he's a good dude. And he's the type of dude that want to have some discipline in the house. But now you say you want him to treat your kids like as if they were his kids. You want him to provide, protect. You want him to take them to school, drop them off. You want him to buy them a car. You want him to buy them the latest iPhone, the shoes. You want him to take them to the barbershop, or the salon, wherever. You want him to do all of these things that the real daddy would do. But when it comes to discipline, you don't touch my child. Don't talk to him like that. Well, and you putting yourself between the child and the father. Let me tell you something we used to do. Me and my kids' mom used to do from day one. We did from day one. We agreed that we were going to be on the same page so that the kids couldn't come between us and play one side against the other. I'm telling you, get on the same page. Now, if you don't get on the same page and you don't make an effort to get on the same page, that means you really don't want it to work out. That means that you really don't respect your significant other like that. That's what that means. So, but if you get on the same page, you will have respect. Both parents will have respect as a unit, and a house divided cannot stand. So a lot of y'all houses are divided because y'all on the wrong page. Y'all not on the same page. You on page 45, she on page 2. You know what I'm saying? You on page 100, he's on page 33. It's not going to work. You got to get on the same page. So what you do is you have an agreement. You say, look, this is how we're going to raise the baby. This is what we're going to do. If she come to you and say, can I do this? You say what your daddy say. Oh, that works, boy. That works. They come to you, can I? What your mama say? What your mama say? What your daddy say? That works every time. They can't play you against each other. That way, y'all always in the loop. Can I play basketball? What your daddy say? Okay, we'll go ask him. If it's okay with him, it's okay with me. Can I be a cheerleader? What your daddy say? He said I couldn't go. I mean, he said I couldn't be a cheerleader. Okay, you can't be a cheerleader. But Mom, I really want to. Okay, well, let me talk to your daddy and let's see what he say. But you're not going to get a yes from me. You see what I'm saying? You see how they go? Mom, can I go on? Can I go to the party? Can you go to the party? Aren't you on punishment? Yeah, but I really want to go to the party. Everybody's going to the party. Mom. Let me tell you something. A lot of us, we don't want to Well, any loving parent don't want to see their child sad, right? You don't want to see them disappointed. You want to give them everything that they want, right? But you have to do this stuff within reason. Sometimes you're going to have to put a frown on their face to teach them a life lesson. And if you're not willing to make that sacrifice, you're going to end up hurting them. You have to prepare a child for the real world and real world consequences. And you have to remind them that the world is not going to be as lenient as I might be and understanding as I might be. You say something crazy to me, I might pull you back and ask you some questions about it or whatever. And I try to get an understanding. Say something crazy to the next person, they may knock your head off. So you got to have these type of conversations. You got to get an understanding. And at the end of the day, see, some parents think when they have children that their children are their personal slaves. That's right, I said it. Some parents think when they have children, their children are their personal slaves, sitting on their fat asses. Go give me some water. You're perfectly healthy. You're perfectly healthy. Ain't nothing wrong with your ass. You sitting up, just sitting in the chair, ain't doing nothing. Or maybe you're watching TV or something. Go give me some water. I can see if the person is up already in the kitchen or whatever. Hey, can you bring me some water? I can see if they're already up, they're moving around or whatever. I got that. I can get that. There's some grace for that. But just sitting on your ass and your kid is way back in the other room somewhere, and you calling the kid out of the room, yelling, bring me some water. Get your sorry, lazy ass up and go get your own water. Hey, come turn this television for me. Assuming that the remote don't work. Or maybe the remote do work, but you don't want to look for the remote. Come find this remote. Tie my shoes. Yeah, tie my shoes. Waking your child up early in the morning so your child can iron your damn clothes. Boy, I don't like that, fam. I don't like that. I don't like parents who use their children as personal slaves. I don't like that. I don't like that. They think that these are mine. They treat their kids like they some type of possessions. It's mine. So since you mine, you do everything I tell you to do, and when I tell you to do it, and I can hit you and smack you, and I can talk to you any kind of way I want to talk to you because you're mine. I'm going to take it a step further. Some people in the first place didn't have no kids, didn't have any business having kids. They didn't have any business having kids in the first damn place. But unfortunately, there is no way to control something like that. There's no way to regulate uncivilized mutts procreating. There's no way to regulate it. You can have two uncivilized mutts. And the problem is that uncivilized mutts get horny just like civilized people do. So these uncivilized mutts gonna lay down and have a baby and procreate. And what you think they're gonna get a world? It's gonna take God to come down here and walk with that baby every single day just to give them a chance. Two uncivilized, one thing to have one uncivilized mutt procreate, but two, Boy, it's going to take God himself to walk with that child every day to give him a chance. You're just not joining, fam. This is the Uncivilized Mut who got busted in Abilene, Texas for beating on his 15-year-old stepdaughter. Called her the N-word while he was beating on her. Allegedly, she was talking slick to him, so he had to put the hammer down. It's funny, when the police started talking slick to him, he didn't swing on the police. Because he know his beans from his cornbread. Yeah, he didn't swing on the police, but he swung on the 15-year-old girl. Cold game, y'all. Cold game. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. I'm gonna give some shout outs to my people. What's up, China? Ray. What up, Ray? SMD. Charlene Evans. What's up? I think I saw Buck Horse in here earlier. I thought I saw him. Sean Lunatic. What up? Demetrius Rusaw. What it do? Real talk. Nightbreaker. Switch B. Aquarius Baby. Dana E. And this is, fellas, this is one more reason to stay close to your babies. This is one more reason to raise your own children. You don't want to be taking the chance of some dude all in your house swinging on your babies. Raise your own babies. And make sure you have discernment about who you plant that seed in. Because the mutt mother is just as bad as he is. Thaddeus Boyd, what up? Is that Kylan? Tavar Wooten. Purple Sacks. What's up, Dana E? Judge Dreads. All of these people who are incapable of having good communication, of raising their children in a loving, comforting, safe environment. They're the reason for all of the pain and suffering that's going on in the world today. Bill Gates' daddy, his mama, his wife's mama and daddy, Trump, his parents, all of these uncivilized mutts, fam, all of these people that's got that evil streak, all of these mass shooters, these gangbangers, all of them, their mamas and their daddies should have never, ever, ever been allowed to procreate. And in many cases, their mamas and daddies shouldn't have been allowed to procreate. Today's abused child is tomorrow's abusive adult. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.